The Bختیاری are one of the last of the great nomadic tribes. While most of us live in houses of some kind and are part of settled communities, the Bختیاری continue to this day to move like the wind through the mountains. It's said that they've never been conquered, and yet the only monuments they have are the gravestones that mark their mountain paths. The Bختیاری live in the Middle East. For centuries, their home has been the Zagros Mountains of western Iran. This massive mountain range stands between the oil fields of the Persian Gulf and the ancient city of Isfahan. In the winter, most of the 500,000 Bختیاری nomads keep their sheep to the southwest in the plains of Koffraovijیmز. But every spring, when the winter rains are over and the grass withers and dies, the Bختیاری must set out for their summer pastures beyond the 15,000-foot mountain of Zade. The only road is long and badly surfaced. It's used by merchants and a few wealthy families. The Bختیاری have never built roads directly through the mountains, for this would have made them vulnerable to invading armies. Besides, there's no need to hurry, for when the migration starts, the summer pastures are still under snow. The sheep must graze along the way while they wait for spring to come to the highlands. This film of the Bابادی, one of the Bختیاری tribes, is the chronicle of Ja'far-Quli, their Kalantar or chief. He must decide when to set out, the best route to follow, and how fast to move. The timing of the migration is a matter of life and death for both the people and the flocks.
I became Kalantar at the age of 20. In those days, I had to fight my way through these mountains. Ja'frqali, the outlaw, they used to call me. I lived with my own armed gang, and we punished those who did not respect us. Later, the government disarmed us. Took away our rifles and shotguns. Well, not all of them, just some of them. Life is better now. There's more security. Not just for the Bابadi, but for all the Bختیاری people. Little danger, the tribe will fight tribe. Not that I don't have enemies, every Kalantar has. The weather's always an enemy. I've seen it make a rich man poor overnight. Take my father-in-law. He's rich now because of his land and his political activities, but not long ago, all his sheep were lost in the snow, high up on that mountain, frozen to death. I've been invited to a meal by Ali Agha. He is the Kalantar of a neighboring tribe. I don't like Ali Agha very much, but it would be an insult to refuse. His men are not exactly good cooks. Can't climb these hills so easily. It's old age. Ali Aga has told his men to kill a fat young sheep. He wants to make an impression. I know what you'll say. Wait another week. Don't go now, you tell me. The snow's too deep. Remember your father-in-law. That's just what he says. Then I say, the Bobadí are ready to leave now. The weather's going to change up there in the mountains. It's not safe, Ali Aga, to wait any longer. I accept Ali Aga's hospitality, but it doesn't make me forget that fight a few years ago. It was caused by a cow. One of Ali Aga's men had lost it, but he accused one of my men of stealing it. Then his man insulted my man's wife. This always leads to trouble. 7 people were killed at once. 6 of theirs, 1 of ours. My father-in-law was shot in the leg. Ali Aga lost 2 fingers of his left hand. It was a blood feud, but we settled it. We gave them $5,000, and one of our girls went to marry one of their young men. That's how we made peace. Ali Aga's men managed to cook the sheep without turning it to ash. This is something you can't always expect from them. Will it stick in my teeth? Ali Aga's stubborn, won't take my advice. If he wants to travel without my protection, he can go whenever it suits him. The thieves will grow fat at his expense. That's his problem. I have enough to think about. My own group of tents, my mile, is smaller than usual this year. Some of my relatives have gone to set up their own miles. Now I have only 6 tents. I could use a few strong young men. They would make up for the likes of my cousin, Nizam. He's poor. He has 10 children. His wife's going to have another one soon. How can he expect to carry all his provisions? At least I've got Jalali. He's my right arm, works hard, and he's strong. I've seen Jalali carry a full-grown donkey across a river. Bachman, my chief shepherd. He knows sheep. But he's still shaken by the incident of last year. His brother was killed by a wild boar, gored to death. He was defending my flock at the time. I sometimes think Bachman blames me for his brother's death. My mile is going to belong to old women and young children. As for the widow, Zainab, and her impudent daughter, Iran, I could often do without them. The girl is pretty enough. I don't know why she hasn't married. She'll be lucky to get a poor shepherd at her age. My wife, Nessa. She's the one who stays with them all. She lost all her children when they were young. Nessa's very good at keeping things in order. She makes the best yogurt in the mountains. My first wife doesn't like traveling on the migration. It doesn't suit the senior wife of a kalantar, she says. My youngest wife says much the same. She's been to school. A taxi suits her better than a mule. They can take their children and go by road. It's the long way round. We'll meet them in the summer pastures. I have a house in the nearest village. They can stay there. But Nessa has to travel with me. She has to help. Mandani. He was once my chief shepherd. The sheep could talk with him, but age, I retired him. He's full of good advice. He took a young wife and fathered 5 more children. The eldest has gone to work in the oil fields, a way of life I don't approve. This younger boy is staying on as a goat herd. He's not old enough to do more. Then there's Golbahar, the eldest of Mandani's 3 young daughters. She's 8 years old, and the beauty of the family.
خیلی سخت. خیلی. هر چی بخوای بارو سخت.
دارن ترم و امکان تمام خیسی بود. حتما هم خیسی بود.
خیلی ناجوره.
حتما.
بله. پول هم نیست. با هیچ پول هم نداره. نه پول داره نه چی. هیچ. باید با محله رفت. کمشب چیه کنیم هستن.
جو کنیم و چهارا.
Now provisions. We'll be 4 weeks in the mountains, perhaps 6. If it rains on the way, could be longer. I'll plan for the worst. My mouths must not run short of food. Jalali, as always, travels with me. I send some of the other men with the mules. It's 5 hours riding to the market town. Lali?
لازم بگیر یه چوغ برام درست کن. قرار خودم اندازه میگیم چوغ دارم اندازه خودم.
خیلی مونده ما خودم اسنم سید کن بعد نمره 1.
چه مثلا چه بده؟
چه مثلا؟
به نظر خودم. ولی خیلی با سفارش بود. سفارشیه ها.
It used to belong to the oil company, this town of Lali. In my father's time, they brought water and electricity, built stone houses. Now the company's moved south to other oil fields. The houses are here, decaying. If you're too poor to migrate, you can stay here. But it's like a desert in the summer.
خیلی شوشه که میشه دسته از همون گردیم مزاقا 2 کیلو دیگه تو خیلی بود 2 کیلو تو همه میده خیلی ظریفه سالده رو میدونم خودم
خان خوبه خان دستگاه بیباریکه ما نداره خیلی باریکه دستگاه بیباریکه عمل نمیداره اینجا
کنه پا شما مالدار فرستاد رومت برو فرمون چی؟ رومت مالدار تو بیان عمال خانو بیان مالدار خانو آره عمال خانو بر
این چنده؟
میخوایی اینا؟
خیلی قشنگه این چنده؟
120 تومن
100 تومن 100 تومن
مثلا 10 تومن
حساب مگو جه
نه بخدا غیر
مدام چنده مدام چنده مدام چنده خیمه
خوبه هر دارش بخوام
Prices get higher every spring. We've had to buy flour for bread, rice, tea, sugar, salt, onions, dates, and many other things. They give us credit here with hardly a question. Then they rush by truck to the summer quarters. They wait for us there. We have to sell them a lot of lambs to pay for what we bought this year. Merchants of Lali. Every man in my tribe is in debt to them. And the rate of interest they demand, they don't care that it's against our religion. Tomorrow, I'll send the word around to all the Bobadí. It's time to leave. Aye, Ali. It's cold this morning. Good for traveling. Try to get people moving early on the first day. It's no different from one migration to the next. Even Bachman's slow. Why didn't he get the flock moving long before the pack animals? Everyone's so slow. These herdsmen I've hired must have been born in Lali. Why do they always forget where it's best to pack things? The donkeys have more brains. There goes Nizam, overloading his cows as usual. A man with so many children and so few pack animals is lucky to last the journey. Nizam, I knew it. Break his stick on its head. You can't make a cow into a mule. Another year and Nizam will stay in Lali. His wife gripes too much. People aren't eager, but they'll move. To move. The grass back there is getting thin. Every year it's like this. It was for my father. He was also a Kalantara. It runs in the family. My father's father, too. The migration makes us who we are. I couldn't settle, as some have done. Maybe when I get as old as Mohammed Parvisi, my father-in-law. His house is big. He lets the shepherds move his flock. Politicking is more his line. Another 10 migrations at least for me. before I go that way. Rashidi, the trader. He's extorted so many sheep from my people. Let me bring my flock and come with you, he asked. I'm afraid to travel alone through the mountains. Of course, Rashidi, I said. I will only ask for 20% of your profit. He will add to his flock on the way. Those tribes that never leave the mountains. They wait for the traders to come to them. Rashidi won't give them much for the sheep he takes. But the mountain people have little choice. The first few days are hard. The people aren't used to it. They're still thinking of the winter quarters. That sun is hot. Loose packs. The animals get rubbed raw. No one ties a good knot for the first 3 days. I won't stop. Not before the oak trees. That's where the foothills end and the mountains begin. I have a special campsite there. I'd hate to find it taken by another Marl. My children are spoiled. They'll be coming by car. Not like Golbahar, carrying a sister. She knows already what our migrations mean for us. Mandani. Now there's a real Bobaddi. He's experienced everything, all his life, moving with the animals in the mountains. A brand on the cheek is difficult to disguise. Sheep without a head is worth little to a thief. I'm careful, this year especially. I don't want my lambs mixed up with Rashidi's.
ستاره آسمون آسمون نقش زمینه خودم انگشتر و یارم نگینه خودم انگشتر و یارم فیروزه بیا بازی کنیم دنیا دو روزه ریکا جان آی ریکا جان ریکا جان آی ریکا جان ریکا جان تو بستی ادامه دستمال دسته تره تا مادرت گهوار بسته حق من و تره خدا بسته ریکا جان آی ریکا جان ریکا جان آی ریکا جان